Hello everybody, I'm Dr. X and welcome to episode 3 of my Let's Play of Total War Shogun 2, where I'm playing as the Oda clan. And last episode I should say, we saw how I defeated the Tokugawa insurrection which tried to retake their province. So right now we have quite good public order here. So for this episode, probably first thing we need to do is get this annoying and quite big Imagawa army out of our lands. And then maybe we can conquer some of their provinces. If we check the map, they have two. The grey ones are the Imagawa clan. So they have Totomi and Suruga over here. So maybe we can advance all the way into here, but let's see. Also, while we're fighting the Imagawa, I need to really keep an eye on the Saito clan here in the north in Mino, because as we saw in the previous episode, they are recruiting some army there, and hopefully they will not attack before I am done with fighting at the bottom here in Totomi. So let's first find out how big their army has gotten since last time. Okay, so again they recruited some more units, so by now they're already up to 10 units. Mostly Ashigaru, I would guess, but yeah, can still be dangerous, especially to a mostly undefended fort over here. So let's get him back into the castle to oversee the settlement. And now we need to figure out what we want to do with that castle. Because I think, yeah, that army is blocking the path, so we cannot go around them to capture the castle and make sure that they disappear, basically. So we need to figure something out there in the next few turns. But first things first, let's fight the Imagawa clan. So they have got 2, 4, 6, 8 and another 5, so 13 units in total. I have 9 and 6. So that's 15. So I should outnumber them, which is nice. I also have a lot of archers. I don't think they have a lot of them. So they have probably 6, because all the archers are grouped at the end of the row. So they've probably got 6 archers. I have 4 and 3, so that's 7. So yeah, it's going to be a close fight. But yeah, let's try it. Thinking of rearranging the armies a bit. So let's first do it like this, and then let's, for now, because I also want to get my daimyo up a level. So let's make him the main general for this battle, and have the other general be the reinforcements for a change. So let's set him within reinforcement range, just by himself, and the rest of the army, under the command of my daimyo, they can go in for a direct battle. As you can see, they have 3, 4, they have only 5 bow Ashigaru, so that's good. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spear Ashigaru, or Yari Ashigaru. So my army definitely outnumbers them. I even got some Yari Samurai, which are much better at fighting than the regular Yari Ashigaru. So this should be a doable battle. Also the game tells me that my strength is a bit more than theirs. So yeah, you can see the numbers as well. A few hundred units more than they have. So yeah, this should be a fun battle. Let's quick save and fight on the battlefield. So you can see it's a mostly forest map with a hill on the edge of their deployment zone, of the enemy deployment zone. So yeah, you can see this is basically a height map, so dark colors are low, bright colors are a bit higher, and then of course the green blocks, they are the forests. So I'm going to guess that they will deploy probably close or on that hill, and then when I start advancing, they might redeploy a bit to make sure that they completely cover the hill. So we get immediately the nice weather, dry conditions. So let's start deployment immediately. We can, for a change, watch the speech. They're sometimes quite nice. It's basically the game auto-generates, based on context, the speech the general gives. So you can hear that they're actually speaking Japanese, which I also like. So they're actually speaking the correct language, and not some English with a Japanese accent. So the general riled up his forces with a nice and inspiring speech. So let's deploy the army. So like I said, you can see here on their left, my right, they have a small hill in the deployment zone. So I'm thinking it's probably a good idea to get my forces deployed mostly to the right to at least advance immediately on that hill. So let's take all of the archers, put them a little bit more to the right. Take the spearmen. I've got some Yari samurai as well, of course. I'm thinking to not put them in the main line, but instead put them as a reinforcement behind the main line. So let's see, we've got 7 archers, so I need to put the center of the formation right about there, I think. Come on, a bit more to the right. Okay, so Yari samurai in the middle behind that, general behind the reinforcement line. Select all of them, lock them in a group, make sure that the formation doesn't get all wonky when I start to move it, and then start the battle. So they decided not to deploy on the hill, but just in the forest and the fields in front of the hill, or to the side. So let's advance, see what they will do. They're retreating. Maybe. No, that hill is outside of the combat zone, so that's no worries. They're just rearranging the army a little bit to face me a bit better, I guess. So I have the reinforcing general coming in from the left. He's quite far away, but let's at least send him forward that he can at some point at least hit the enemy maybe in the flank. So let's go over here. Yeah. So I think a nice position. Probably they will come a bit forward from their current positions when they are being threatened by the main army of me. So then, yeah, this general can hit them in the back. Alright, so my main army is advancing slowly. Let's speed up time a little bit because, yeah, this is just marching. It's nothing very interesting. They have already put their forces into spear wall formation, as you can see. So it looks quite scary. You don't want to be a cavalry unit or even an infantry unit charging right into those spears. But what it also does is it packs the units quite tightly together, which makes them very vulnerable to archers. So, and as you can see, the spears are also in the front line, so this is good for me because my archers can really wreak havoc on them. Formation's getting a bit turned around, which I don't want, so let's manually select the formation, set them up like that. That might actually be too close, so let's do it like that. Let's do it more like this. So as you can see the nice red areas in front of the archer units to show you in a quick view, yeah, how far they can shoot, which I really like. I think this was the first Total War game to do that. I'm not entirely sure if Empire and Napoleon Total War also did it, but it's very useful because you can see you don't need to put your arrows or your mouse pointer over the enemy unit to see whether or not they are within range. You can just see, oh, okay, this is the range of all my archers. So you can see as well that the leftmost archer, yeah, from the corner of that unit, he can only reach over here. So you can see that the most dangerous killing zone is probably here in the middle, where most archer units can hit, but not all of them. So you can see that this rightmost archer unit cannot hit here. So yeah, maybe you want to close in the archers more if you really want to wreak havoc on one unit and shoot with all archers at one unit. So right now I'm going to advance a bit more. Oh, this is going completely wrong. Oh, something is already happening over there. So let's halt the units. So the enemy is wheeling his formation around. Probably spotted my general over here. But that means that his units are now becoming very vulnerable to my archers. So as you can see, they're already being shot at. Let's pause the game for a minute because these guys are rushing forward to fight me. Which, yeah, they are Ashigaru, but my archers are also Ashigaru, so, and these are melee units, so they are a lot better than my archers at melee. So let's take the line of spearmen and rush it forward to at least block the enemy spearmen from charging into my my archer units. So let's continue. You can see that the enemy's archers are also already firing, but because we saw during deployment that there are fewer of them, their archers, than there are of mine, I think it should be okay to not charge at them. Alright, so they decided when they saw that my spearmen came forward to not keep charging, which is nice because now my archers can completely annihilate them. But this also makes my spearmen quite vulnerable to their archers because they are now well within range. For now, let's also get this general to move around the formation a little bit. Let's see if this archer even has something within range, which is not the case right now. These guys do have something within range, so these guys need to march forward a little bit. Probably start shooting at some double Ashigaru over there. So let's unpause and see what's happening. So archers are doing good work over here. See all the arrows flying, looks quite nice. I think it would be quite scary to be standing here and just seeing all those arrows fly overhead. Something's happening, I hear some shouts of charges. Ah, okay, there's a small group of Ashigaru coming this way. Let's see what they will do. Probably not much, let's just deploy this unit in front of them to block them. Ah, okay, so they saw that I was blocking and they retreated, so no problem there. Let's keep my archers firing. So for some reason they're not even trying to counter my units. I'm just hoping that their archers can do enough damage, which is definitely not the case. So let's get this unit a bit forward. Archers as well, because they're trying to shoot over this small hill, which isn't really helping or working. So let's put the archers also on the top of the hill. Okay, now my formation is getting a bit wonky, so let's get some more spearmen to the front to at least close the formation again. Yes, so these guys are standing here. An enemy unit is marching forwards. I think even a few enemy units are marching forwards, but it's no problem. They are very powerful Ashigaru units. Put them in a spear wall. They're getting shot at by archers, but not as much as I was expecting. And the enemy is already retreating again, so let's take them out of the spear wall to get them at least a little bit less vulnerable to archers. These guys are now standing on top of the hill. So at least now everyone can shoot instead of only a few of them. Again, a charge from the enemy. Get into spear wall formation. Make sure that they cannot breach. So the spear wall, as you can see, very powerful. Let's get these guys a bit forwards. Samurai also a bit forward. So we've basically only got archers over here. A very small, almost dead unit of spearmen. So let's just charge right into their archers.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, my lord.
As you can hear, some archers are out of ammo, so yeah, we're now in the melee phase of this battle. Let's get all of the spearmen in there, some samurai as well. I have some generals standing by. Can help. There are some spearmen over here still. Let's shoot at them. These guys also move forward and start shooting at some enemies. These guys have no more ammo. These guys have ammo. No, these guys still have some ammo. So let's get them forward as well. Shooting at some spearmen.
Is in grave danger, my lord.
Apparently, they think he's in danger. He's not. Let's get these guys inspired to fight even harder. Oh, and the general is trying to charge at my general. So he's a bit outnumbering me, so let's get my guys falling back. So samurai, let's charge into one of their final units. General, if I hold shift, I can get him to follow a specified route, which is nice. And these guys get charged down. So this is not even a fair fight. This general unit will be really annihilated by my samurai, because they have a very powerful bonus against cavalry.
A glorious victory will soon be yours.
So there's also a general trying to fight against some other spearmen. Yeah, he will not make it. This general can come in. Maybe he can run down some enemy field units. This general as well. It's not necessary. Okay, we've won. You see, we suffered some casualties, especially in the spearmen, but it's no big deal. We still have plenty of guys left. Decisive victory, so that's nice. This victory, the type of victory you achieve is based, I think, on the number of casualties you get and the number of casualties the enemy gets. So decisive victory probably means something like I destroyed a lot more enemies than I lost units. So you get things like close victory, or even something like, I don't know if they call it Pyrrhic victory in this one, but at least you can have a victory where basically you have only a few guys left and there's nothing you can do anymore, but you won the battle. But yeah, I won a decisive victory. I think that's just a regular victory where you beat them by quite a big number. So let's find out how my men did. I didn't show that in the previous episodes, but you can, after a battle, see how every unit performed in the battle. So let's see that right now. There is this button for battle details. So here you can see every individual unit, and if they grew in experience as well. So experience is nice because it improves morale and attack and defense skill. And I think for archers it also improves accuracy and reload skill. So that means that I think a circle is level 5 unit is a lot better than a level 0 unit or a level 1 unit with 1 chevron. So that's nice. So by fighting battles, killing units, they gain a lot of experience. So you already see this guy is level 7, which is quite high. So yeah, you can see, yeah, he grew, he lost 7 units, he killed 130, no, he has 113 remaining. And he killed 235, so that's why probably he grew in level, because he killed so many more than he lost. Yeah, as well. So here you see some Boa Shigaru grew in experience as well. So, quite nice. Yeah, let's close this overview. You see that the enemy, yeah, he had 188 units remaining. Probably his general and maybe some remaining spearmen will retreat. Yeah. So as you can see, okay. Oh, apparently I killed both his generals. And yeah, the remaining units of his army are basically almost decimated group of some Ashigaru, Bow Ashigaru and Spear Ashigaru. Yeah, so now we have a choice, because that was basically Imagawa's complete army. I have my army over here. They, as you can see in the yellow area here, they do not have enough range to attack this remainder of the army. So what I can do now is, I can either decide to take the complete army into the Imagawa lands, or take some units back and defend against the Saito clan, and maybe capture their capital as well. So I think, because the Imagawa, yeah, it will take them some turns to rebuild their army, and probably next turn I can't take their castle already. I will split my army in half and send a portion back home to my capital province to fight the Saito clan. So let's split off some units. So I will send this general back, and my daimyo I will keep fighting the Imagawa clan. Let's see, let's take the Yari samurai, because they are very powerful, and probably this army is stronger than whatever the Imagawa will field. Yeah, and I can also show you right now that what experience does to a unit. So this unit of Yari Ashigaru has level 7 experience, and they have 14 morale, 11 attack and 10 defense. If you compare that to a unit with only 1 morale, they have, or 1 level, they have 11 morale, 6 attack and 5 defense. So these guys almost twice as powerful as these guys. So that's really good. It's really good to try to keep the units alive, make sure they fight a lot of battles, make sure they kill a lot, that they gain experience, and in that way become a lot better at fighting the enemy. So if you have at some point like a stack of all units with like level 4, level 5 experience, you will really quickly be able to beat bigger armies than what the enemy will field at you. Because if you see this level 7 Ashigaru unit is comparable almost, oh, they're even better at attack, but they are very much otherwise comparable to the Yari samurai now. So maybe not in charge and in armor, but in melee attack and melee defense, yeah, they are very much comparable. So these two units, even though as you can see, the Yari Ashigaru or the Yari samurai are much more expensive than the Yari Ashigaru to upkeep, they are now almost equal strength. So that's really nice. So getting your guys up in experience is very important. So, like I said, let's split off some units from the army. Yeah, I'm going to keep this guy with the army of the... Yeah, I don't know what this is. The map is also not nicely oriented north-south, because if I see the compass, this is north. So then let's call this the Eastern Army, and then maybe the Western Northern Army will go back. So let's split off some units for the northern army, so let's take this unit, so that's 3, and then I need 3 archer units to keep the balance. Wait, something happened. Okay, so if these 2 units, they have less range. Oh, that's probably because they came from the separate army, yeah, okay. Same case with that one. That one as well. That one can move. Alright, so they will move to that army. You see that the general unit is now squatting, basically. It's because he's hiding in this forest. You can do ambush battles that way. But yeah, it's not needed. We have an army over here which will block any army from the Imagawa trying to come in. We will move forward already. This army can start moving back to Owari. As you can see, it will take him 2 turns to get there, so next turn and then the turn after. Yeah, so that's the fight, all of the fighting for this turn at least. We still have a lot of money, so let's see what we can do with that. Yeah, we need to repair the pastures, and you can see already here we are now at again -5 public order because I removed all my units from this castle. Maybe it's a good idea to not send everything north then, or northwest. Maybe I need to put this unit into the castle for a few turns, at least to keep them repressed and not get another insurrection. But that means that I probably need to recruit some units in Owari province. Let's see how much upkeep I can afford. So taxes and army upkeep are comparable, but I still have 1200 income from just the clan estates, so I think I will tap a little bit into that to just increase the size of my army. So that means I will recruit over here. Oh, I can recruit light cavalry now, so I will recruit cavalry over here. So they're nice to flank the enemy and hit their archers mainly. Here I will then start recruiting a new army of Ashigaru units. This means I did spend more money, and I cannot afford to upgrade the ports. I'll probably do that next turn. So you can see the first level port, you cannot do anything with it, it just increases town growth a little bit. But if you improve it to the first level, just a harbor, you can recruit ships, so you can also do naval battles in this game. Yeah, we will probably see that sometime later in the game, because the AI is very keen on recruiting a lot of ships, so at some point we will have to make some pretty powerful fleets for ourselves as well. So you see as well that ports increase town growth, so this goes from 1 town growth to 2 town growth. So yeah, probably next turn or maybe the turn after we will start constructing some ports. For now, yeah, we cannot spend any more money. Let's check what art we are researching. Oh, we were doing Todofuken, I should say. Yeah, it will take 2 more turns, so nothing to choose here. Yeah, let's end the turn. Let's see what all the enemies are up to during my absence. So here we see already enemy army coming into my province. Yeah, we get out again a video about the new unit we recruited. So we recruited light cavalry for the first time. Yeah, we can see them now. You get a short explanation. Yeah, as it said, they are light cavalry. They are very much not good at sustained fighting, but very good at running down fleeing enemies or hitting their archers. So we get mounting unrest in Mikawa province. Again, basically. And this will happen quite often probably if we don't keep the public order at least at 0. And that will take a few turns to get there. But for some reason the AI decided not to attack my capital, which I don't know why. It was almost undefended, and he's coming in and he's probably going to try to attack Mikawa province. Which is weird, because that is, yeah, I mean it's also undefended, but yeah, why not just take this one instead of this one? I don't know. Yeah, so this turn we get some reports again. Yeah, mounting unrest, we already saw it, popped up. Quartermaster report, we trained light cavalry and some regular infantry. We constructed roads in Mikawa and improved irrigation in Mikawa. So that's nice. Now the province is a bit more wealthy. We get some more food production. Yeah, we can. Especially the roads are nice because they improve the replenishment rate. So we're already replenishing 24 guys for the Ashigaru units. And one thing I forgot to mention is that experience, it remains when a unit, even when a unit is down to like 20-30 men, doesn't matter if they have XP rank 5, as they're replenishing they will remain XP rank 5. So even almost decimated units, they can still come back in a few turns. Yeah, it will take, if they're replenishing 24 per turn, it will take like 6 or 7 or 8 turns to get completely replenished. But then you will have a full stack or a full unit of XP rank 5. So it's very important to keep your experienced units alive, at least a few men, so that they don't get destroyed at the end of the battle. Yeah, so that way you can get nice and experienced armies. So, but now we have a bit of a problem, because there is a quite powerful army sitting in the middle of my lands, basically between both of my castles. Yeah, I say quite powerful, they're still only Ashigaru, but they can basically threaten both of my castles. Yeah, these two armies, they are basically not scary at all. This is just a few units almost destroyed, and they're not even replenishing because they're sitting in my land. Here's a new general, because I killed both of his generals previous turn. They get a free new general basically. Probably he's also their daimyo. Can I see that somehow? No, don't know. But at least he's a new general. Yeah, I now need to decide what to do with both of these armies. So yeah, Imagawa, he's too weak to challenge my castle, but he can still annoy me by raiding my coastal village or here my improved irrigation. So I need to repair that probably afterwards. But this army, this is a scary army, and it's, like I said, it's threatening both of my castles. And I need to see, so even this unit, this army is not close enough to fight that one. So this might be a bit tricky, because this army is only 7 units, and this army is 3, 6, 7, and another 6, so that's 13 units. So I can get my army here up to 10 units probably, because I have 2 and 1 here, so that's 7 and 3 is 10 units. So yeah, the balance will be not completely in their favor, but it's still, yeah, they're still quite big. So they're probably maximally only 4 archer units, and I have 3 and 1 is 4, so maybe if I play it right I can try to fight them. I have been playing already for quite some time now, so probably this will be for the next episode. So thank you all for watching. I've been Dr. X. Hope to see you again in the next episodes.